first rule of chord melody. You want your melody note, if you don't already know this, you want your melody note to be on top of the chord. So for example, if we're just going to play a basic C major chord, and we want this C to be our top note, we don't want to have that top note obstructing it. So the first basic rule of chord melody is the melody note is at the top. There's no other note that's above it. So we're going to focus on, with these major seventh inversions, we're going to focus on the middle strings, this 5-4-3-2 string set. But of course, you can apply this concept to other string sets. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up a C major scale on this same note, on this B string. We're going to harmonize that melody with some iterations of C major or C major 7 inversions. So now we've got the melody note. Let's look at the chords. So the first chord we're going to play, the basic C major chord. The next one we're going to play is the root position C major 7 chord. This one, probably most of you know this one. Yeah, good. It looks like a lot of you have that. Great. Okay, so the next one, technically the first inversion major 7 chord on this set is kind of a crazy shape. This one. So if you don't want to like bother grabbing that today, you can go for this one. So this one is kind of like has the major 9 in it of a C major 7. It's like an E minor 7, but with the pinky up there. So that's kind of a nicer substitution instead of doing that crazy guy. So we've got this one, and then our second inversion, so putting the 5th in the bass, is this chord. So that G is the bass, that right now it's the 10th fret of the A string. Good, it looks like a lot of you guys have that one. You can think about it like this. If you just look at it as being a C major chord, it's like taking these notes, these middle ones that were there, but then we're adding that major 7 up there on the pinky. Cool. Okay, so the next inversion, the third inversion, so third inversion, we're putting the 7th in the bass, this B up here. What actually you're gonna do is it's pretty simple. If you just wanna hold on to this shape, bump these two guys up a fret, the middle ones, and then slide up. Yeah, I see some of you have got it. Why don't you try sliding between that one, those two, because they're kind of the same shape, right? Except the only thing that's moving is the middle two fingers. Okay, so let's try starting from the bottom, just going through all these inversions. So. What we're going to do is we're going to harmonize this whole scale. So we're going to bring the two together. We're going to walk up the scale using these inversions. So it's going to look like this. So let's just try those first 3 chords because it looks like a lot of you guys know those already. So you're going to play a melody note, 2 melody notes per chord. And then keep going. And then you can keep going if you want to go to that C major 7 that's all the way up there. The same thing, but using these inversions over the 4 chords. So when we move to the F major 7 chord. So it's going to be the same concept, but we're still keeping with the C major scale. So we're going to still harmonize this C major scale, but now using F major 7 inversions, walking up. So we're going to start down here. Everything's going to kind of be over top of this second inversion F chord. And once again, if you're having a hard time with this one, the second inversion one, you can think about this as being just coming straight from this F major chord and then adding that seventh up top. So that you end up with. And then, so this is starting right off the bat with your second to third inversion. And then moving up to F major 7 root position, and then adding it with that B, which is really a sharp 11, and then to this chord, the one that was, that we're substituting for this. Yeah, so you can try doing this. You can take this concept that I'm showing you. I just kind of picked this string set and major sevenths because I think they're really pretty and it's colorful and it's nice, but you can also take this concept with just basic triads, right? You could just do like plain old C major chords walking up. So that's another way that you can approach that. But once again, this concept, we're just thinking about it as being, we're looking at one chord, we're just harmonizing it we're harmonizing melody with just one chord. Yeah. I'm just harmonizing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, just using a C chord. So this is a concept that you can apply to, again, your writing, your improv with chords. Yeah, and also fun too for songwriters to have kind of a plethora of chords, because you end up with all these different iterations with different melody notes on top, so you can kind of have fun exploring that. Okay, so now we're going to think about harmonizing a melody using 2 different chords. And now we're just going to go back to triads. So hopefully these are all, or these actually all should be shapes that you've seen before and because you've done the triad and inversion section of the program. So over the one chord, we're going to be thinking of moving between the one chord and the 2 chords. So a C major, some version of C major, and some version of D minor. So I'm just harmonizing a melody. I just did Twinkle Twinkle, just using 1 to 2, walking up the scale. Now there's a ton of different ways that you can play this, but I'm just going to show you this iteration because it's kind of falling in this very well-known, popular pentatonic scale, also known as 6-string back form, that I'm sure you guys know very well at this point. So let's start here. We're going to start with this C major chord, C triad. Yep. And then moving up to an version of a D minor. Good, it looks like a lot of you have that. Try going back and forth between the 2. Moving up to this triad, just a C, just straight across, and then to this D minor. And then 2 very well-known shapes, right? These are coming out of these bar chords. And then if you got that so far, try walking up now. Okay, cool. So then after you do these 2 up here, then you're just hitting the top ones now. So the tops of those ones. And And then going up to this, the little D shape one. If I kept going lower, of course I could do that. But let's just start from here, just kind of for ease. So once again, we're playing different inversions of the one chord and the two chords. So a C major, right now a C major and a D minor. And we're just harmonizing a scale, walking up using 1 to 2. And again, you can take this concept and bring it other places. I'm just taking it all on the top string, but of course this is kind of a nice place to play it. It's kind of a very like gospel thing to play. The first time I ever heard someone do this was, if you know the guitar player Eric Walls. I remember watching him play in a trio once, and he just played these really amazing chord melody stuff, just again with just a drum and bass player, and a lot of what he was doing was just major and minor triads. So and not thinking about it so complexly. Again, it's just 1 to 2.